Sai Ram, everybody. It's coffee again, and we're going to continue the incredible stories that I've experienced with Sai Maharaj over 2 to 3 years, going back 10 years ago. Now, this fifth or sixth story, about 3 years before, I think it was early February in 2013, I bought in Puttapati a really nice large black lingam, and I would say it was about at least 6 inches long, and I also bought a beautiful Indian silver container to keep it in. So knowing that I was going to the Nandi Hills where Sai Maharaj's ashram was then, I bought my lingam because I was going to stay with him for about 5 to 6 days, maybe a week. So I'm sitting with Paddy and Sue, and we're just talking generally. And I bought my lingam because I bought it with me when we talked, before we were talking, and said, Swami, I said, Sai Maharaj, I said, look, I bought this about 3 years ago. I would be so happy if Sai Baba would bless this lingam. And Sai Maharaj says, yes, Coffee, I can't promise anything, but if you go and put it in front of the statue of Durga, we'll see what happens. So I did. I placed it at the feet of Durga, came back with Maharaj, with Sue and Paddy, and we just started talking spiritual things and generally about Swami and about Sai Baba and life in general. After about half an hour, Sai Maharaj said, Coffee, bring the container with the lingam over. So this I did. I placed it on the table, and Maharaj lifted it up, put it on his lap, and he opened the container, lifted the lid up, and to my astonishment, it wasn't that it had been blessed. My one big large lingam had gone completely, and there were now 5 small lingams seated in about 3 inches of materialized vibhuti. And I said, Maharaj, there's now 5. What do the 5 represent? He says, Coffee, they represent the 5 elements, because we're all made of the 5 elements to experience what we need to experience on this earth plane. So that was that day when that manifestation happened. But linked to that was the next day when we were sitting down talking, and I noticed that the silver container that I'd put back with the 5 lingams at the feet of Durga, Amrit was pouring out, and so we collected as much as we can. Many people wouldn't believe such stories. Prior to Sai Baba coming to Sai Baba 50 years ago and seeing the miracles that I've experienced around him, I would not have believed them. So it's really important that I pass these experiences on to you so that you know these situations, these manifestations really did happen. Because these are stories that if I don't put down on camera or I don't write them down, they're going to be lost. So we'll talk about some more stories in a minute.